There are so many places to explore here in Ozark, and literally you could explore right here on this amazing trail. Jeremy Parsons, thank you so much for having me and opening my eyes to a new world in Ozark, Missouri. Where are we?
Absolutely. We are standing on phase one of the Chadwick Flyer. The Chadwick Flyer was envisioned by a group of stakeholders and a visioning committee that looked at a formal railway line that connected our communities, Springfield all the way to Chadwick, Missouri. We identified this as a multimodal trail where we can not only recreational opportunities, but also eventually provide alternative forms of transportation for our residents as well. Our first phase here, we wanted to connect to the Ozark School District, specifically the middle school, connecting to our community center, and then we're heading north. We just went under the underpass underneath Jackson Street. That's kind of the gateway to the north. And our partners are heading south. That's what's so great about this. This is a true partnership, a community partnership. We're working with planning organizations such as the Ozark Transportation Organization, Ozark Greenways, which I'm sure you know. They have miles of trails throughout the Springfield community. We also worked with the Ozark High School to help get that grant, to put that in place, to get that safe crossing underneath Jackson Street. But I want to say it's been a partnership because it's been amazing to see all the different collaboration that we've had with all these other different entities that are just as excited about trails as we are.
Yeah, and people in the Ozarks, we love nature.
Absolutely.
This is perfect for the people of this area. Can you give me a brief history of this trail and how it kind of started and what it was used for?
Yeah, it was just a good old planning exercise. We were looking at the potential to have linear parks throughout our entire community. And we literally sat down with a large map and just started drawing. And we identified this. It stood out on the map because it was this corridor that winds through our community. And we started investigating that and doing some research, and come to find out it was the Chadwick Flyer. This old railway that served for goods, services, even passengers at the time. Went all the way down to Chadwick and then turned around and came back. So it popped out at us. And then we got to thinking about the regional opportunities and connecting with other communities. And that's when we took a brief little trip down to Northwest Arkansas. I know a lot of people are familiar with the Razorback Trail down in Northwest Arkansas. We met with some of their community partners, their Chamber of Commerce, their planners, their public works people, and just had an amazing 2 days. And we simply picked their brain. How do we make this happen? How do we make this linear park system that's almost like an open air museum? I mean, what you're standing in right now, just defines the Ozarks. So that's how we got inspired. It was literally just planning, looking at maps, and trying to figure out a way to better serve our citizens. Because ultimately what we were seeing with our surveys is that they wanted more opportunities to unplug, right? People get so caught up in their phones and their computers. This is an escape, but it's also more than an escape in that it can provide that alternative form of transportation.
So you said this is phase one. We're looking here at this beautiful little pit stop area where you can kind of see the map and see about the Chadwick Flyer Trail. Now, what is the goal? Where are we going to get you from Springfield all the way down here to Ozark?
Okay, so we're working with our community partners right now, and Ozark has taken the initiative on the southern end of this trail system. Springfield and Ozark Greenways are working heavily with CU and some other partners up there to start building to the south. So we're going to meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle.
That's right.
Like the song.
Beneath that old Georgia pine. But yeah, we are working together, defining basically the low-hanging fruit at this time. And these next few phases are going to be really exciting. This first phase kind of took us off to the north, but we've got 4 phases in progress right now.
Okay, so when is the estimated timeline of events? When is this going to be all connected?
Yes, so the next phase of connection will occur by the end of 2025. All the projects have been funded, they're nearly through design, and we're actually getting ready to start construction in just about 3 weeks on what we call the tracker phase. You're probably familiar with Tracker Marine, another great partnership that we worked with the folks at Bass Pro and Tracker Marine and the Outdoor Fund, who happened to help also financially with this initiative. donated a sizable amount to get this trail in place. The next big loop, or the next big obstacle we have, is this little road called Highway 65.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Okay, that little trail. Okay, yeah.
Just a few cars per day. But we identified that as a potential bottleneck early on in the process, and we started going after some aggressive funding, working with the EDA, the Economic Development Authority, and some ARPA money to find the funding to actually build a pedestrian bridge over 65.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's in design right now. We hope to go out to bid on 11/11 of this year, and it's more than a bridge. It's going to be a statement piece for our community.
That would be like a attraction right there in itself.
Boom.
Just the pedestrian bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to stand out as something that's, I think, iconic, and it'll kind of showcase the history of the Chadwick Flyer too. We'll kind of play an homage to this old rail line that used to connect our communities. And these same easements, these same paths are going to connect our communities again.
Which is amazing. Okay, phase 1 is open.
Yep.
How has the community responded so far to phase 1?
Very positive, and now they're ready for more. They're ready for more. And these things all take time, but the funding, like I said, is in place, and we're getting the construction documents in order right now. It's so fun to go out into the community and get those questions. What's next? What's next?
Yeah.
And we always have an answer for them. We just did an event Saturday night at Finley Farms where we showcased the next few phases. But we've got over 2.3 miles getting ready to get constructed by the end of 2025.
That's amazing.
And we've got another 2 miles that we're in preliminary engineering on. So we are rocking and rolling on this thing. So.
Okay, Jeremy, if people want information and updates on everything that's happening here, where's the best place to go?
I'd say go to our website. We have a page dedicated completely, ozarkmissouri.com. The page is dedicated to the Chadwick Flyer. We've also got a lot of great interactive maps where you can click on the individual phases and find out how long those phases are, when we anticipate the construction to be completed. It's just a plethora of information. And we also have our master trails map on there. This is just what we call the spine. There's going to be so many spurs that feed into this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, since we're here at the Chadwick Flyer Trail, should we hit the trails then?
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we'll see you here in Ozark on the trails. Okay, let's get our steps in, Jeremy. Okay, Maddie, I have to tell you what happened. Okay, so Jeremy Parsons, amazing tour guide.
Yeah.
We got to do the trail in like this ATV, whatever you call it.
Okay.
It was a little motorized golf cart thing.
Yes.
So we're getting some B-roll of the trail, and so we get to one part of the trail on the other side by the OC, and we hit this dead end by the Finley River, by the James River, and so we're there, and we like, how do we get out of here? So he starts doing what I call a 37-point turn to get us out of the situation. Well, on one side there's a fence. The other side, it's a whole cliff bluff going off into the river.
Oh, no.
So as we're doing it, Maria Nider, producer Charlie's in the back seat, I'm in the front, and I'm looking, and every time he goes backwards, we're going a little bit more off the cliff, a little bit more. I had 1 foot out onto the sidewalk, because I said, if this is going over, I'm out of here. We did the final one. Maria starts to go like this. And I scream bloody murder. And like, I'm out of here.
I can only imagine the screams coming out.
So much fun. We'll be back from Ozark going after this. I was like, ah!